chip in my arm, and it's the best thing ever. This chip is a powerhouse. It's got everything I need. My credit card, my ID, my medical info, and even my keys. And when it's time for groceries, you just tap your wrist and bam! Transaction done. It's like magic. In a medical emergency, it can save my life. Experts can easily identify me and my medical history. I feel like a sci-fi character, and I'm loving it. This amazing chip is totally free. That's right, no more digging into your pockets. And the best part? The surgery is quick. They'll give you a cookie afterwards.
I don't know who needs to hear this today, but please do not implant a microchip in your arm for the small reward of a cookie. Just say it.
Alright, Shalom. I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem for Ka, Quadash, the belongs to apostles of GMS, and sincere Shalom to the brothers out here pushing this truth and sincerity. Now, of course, this chip thing has been out for past couple of years now. Probably been, actually even longer than that. But it's become more commercialized now for the past couple of years, I should say. And it's actually funny because as you saw her reaction, she recoiled from the notion of it. Like throughout the whole entire video, she was like, "Oh no," like pretty much against it. Now that's the normal reaction about it. But is it the reality of the reaction is what's more believable? What I mean by that is we don't. For a prime example, she says, "Don't do it for the small reward of a cookie." Now, the question is, what about the big reward? How many people will fall for that scheme when it comes to big rewards? That's the main thing, to see how many people will sell out just for even that. And then when it starts getting real hectic enough, when they know they don't have enough people for it, what happens when they start backing you into the corner to take it? Just like they did with the C crown, the crown virus, right? So you see my point, that these are just small, ease your ways in until it really hits the big fan, and this is nothing out of the ordinary, really. That's why I mean the separation between what's normal and what the reality is. Her reaction is normal, but what happens when she's backed into a corner? You see what I'm saying? So Esau's really going to make it just like how he does everything else. Everything comes in a smooth transition, and again, this is one of the things we hate, because we know this is, for us, we also have that same recoil, but we also keep in mind that it's the Lord that protects us, and Lord willing that I don't fall into that snare of Esau for it, or anybody that's genuinely doing his work. But who knows? It's all up to the Lord. But yes, this is what we fight up against, because that stuff is not even natural. But Esau is going to find more ways to make it seem all cool. That you're going to get the rappers to do it, which he's already done it. He's going to commercialize it just like in that clip. So I'm going to just run down this list real quick. This is Revelations 13 and 11. It says, "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon." And that another beast coming up out of the earth with two horns is America, which stems back to the plebeians and patricians in Rome, right? And he says he spake as a dragon, which when you basically talking in deception, or pretty much in deception and illusion, basically. Why? Let's keep going. Verse 12, "And he exercised of all the power of the first beast before him." And what was that power of the first beast? Militaries, the luxurious lifestyles, even the medicines, and the practices of worshiping other gods and philosophies. So, as we say, everything America is doing is no different from how Rome did it. Even with the same problems, they had infrastructure problems. This place has infrastructure problems. Of course, every empire has it, but how did Rome fall? Through collapse of money. They was in debt. This place is going to fall the same way, but even more deadlier. It's going to fall through money, but to finish it off, it's going to be completely obliterated. But let's go back. It said it exercises all the power, so you got all that. You got pretty much the comfortability of this place to do whatever you want, just like in Rome. Same thing. It says, and he causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast. And you see how our people act, worshiping unto Esau. That's why they'll fight their asses off to want to either A, go into war, to the military, or B, try to do all the wickedness that they're allowed to do in their own names. Or for their so-called rights, I should say. A lot of people are very hung up on rights and amendments. Of course, you could use them to your advantage, but it's not for us. Moving on, it says, whose deadly wound was healed. Basically the bringing up of this place, it was healed. It says, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. And those great wonders is pretty much the medicines you could think of. Entertainment. Entertainment's another one, you know. Or let's step it up a bit further. But you see, aside from the medicines, you technology, right? To be able to FaceTime one person after another. Now we know that's normal, but back then it was not. Or even be able to see missiles come out of stuff. Or it's a whole list of things that these people would consider great wonders, right? Even like with medical stuff, right? And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. And this place is a perfect representation of it. And hell, if you want to go further into it, you could go into the whole Christianity thing. Reason being is because they say this place is a God-fearing nation. Then it swaps to more gods. So the image of Cedra was the highlight of everybody when it came to churches, and then it sprinkles off to go to other religions or whatever makeshift philosophy these people could do. So they said, instead of worshiping this God, I could create my own God, because then I could do whatever I want. I could be a feminist and do all these other things that no woman can't do, and no man can touch me. You see what I'm saying? So this would be that image of what these people are seeing in their minds. So they got their veil covered, and boom. But even with this image comes with that mark, that chip. Because guess what? Though that would also be another power that will be quote unquote given to these people to be able to be like, oh, my medical information is here. Let me swipe my hand on it. Bam. Well, or I gotta go to. I don't even have to go to the store, or I could go to the store and just go right on through without having to swipe anything. They can see it in my cart because the chipped hand is on the cart. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the next thing. So these are miracles, and that chip would provide a lot of quote unquote miracles for these people. Because why? Because it's super convenient. Conveniency has led to a lot of laziness, and people will go not whole for it. So no more credit cards getting swiped. Boom, there's a wonder right there, that chip, right? It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed, right? So especially when he decides to collapse all this stuff, You gonna have lots of people trying to line us up, trying to be like, hey, these are the guys that refuse to take that mark, right? You gotta get these guys, or so on and so forth. You name it. It says in cause of all, both small and poor. Cause of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number on his name. Right? So Esau's going to make it seem, real cool at first. Then let it lead to, let's not even say collapse. Let's just say it leads to more diseases. Well, we can't give you this injection without this mark you got to receive. Watch how many people fold. You saw how many people fell when it came to that Crohn injection. That was just a test run. It's going to get much worse with that. And Esau's not going to force it. He's going to make you feel like you have no other choice. You have that choice. And it's whether he got to get to your family to do it, or your children. He does not care. He wants you to submit willingly. That's what he wants. He says it's easy just to force people, but it's even better when you got people that's willing that has to submit, that got to feel like they lost. That's Esau's main game right there. Right? Oh, that was pretty much it. But that's all I pretty much want to go into, because these as she did, as I mentioned, she just recoiled, and a lot of people will until stuff starts happening. So we wait and see when it's really coming out, because right now that clip in itself, from another woman, bragging about it, that was in Australia. It already got to, I forgot the other ones. I won't bother to pull it up. But it was in some parts of the United States is already here. So we're just waiting to see how big it gets. But that's pretty much all I had to go into that. So little one, this is a little edifying. With that, shalom.